So just over a year ago, at the start of this whole charade of a pandemic, I felt lost and alone, not because I was isolating and staying at home and quarantining. No, I felt lost and alone because that didn't make any sense to me from a really early point on. And it was weird because I didn't hear anybody else voicing their concerns over it. It didn't feel right treating healthy people as though they were sick, asymptomatic carriers, everybody being sick and they just don't know it. None of that felt right. Staying home and isolating yourself from other human beings just didn't feel right for me. And I felt isolated and alone. And thank you, Dr. Tommy John. If you guys don't follow Tommy John, definitely do so, because he was the first one that I came across that was really voicing concerns over our response to what the media was telling us, and how it turns out that their recommendations are really bad for our health. Not only did it not help people protect themselves from any sorts of viruses that are out there, but it actually really harmed people physically, chemically, and emotionally, and it made their health worse. And so I felt really isolated, lost, and alone. And then as people on the radio and on social media and people within my circle started realizing what was happening and started voicing their concerns over it, then I felt that I was heard. I felt that people around me understood as well. And so I felt a lot better about how things are. And now it's been months and months and months, and I feel really good about where I'm at. And if you feel lost and alone and you still feel isolated and none of this makes sense to you, if masking your kids, keeping them home from school, isolating yourself from other human beings, if none of that makes sense to you, then definitely look at the Heart of Freedom event, part 2, that's coming up this weekend. It's actually tomorrow on Saturday. I'll try to put a link somewhere on here if I can figure it out, but I would definitely recommend you go, because I went to the part 1 and it was back in December, and it was one of the most rewarding events that I've ever been to. I felt lost and alone, and then after seeing literally thousands of people show up that felt the exact way that I do about all that's going on right now, made me feel really comforted, made me feel part of a community, and it gave me a lot of hope that there is hope for the future, and that true health and the right way to move forward will prevail. And so there's my thought for you today. Until next time, this has been an episode of Q&A with Dr. K.